It's like revisiting old loves that you don't love anymore. Welcome back everyone. In today's video I thought it'd be fun to do revisiting old favorites. So I recently just posted my mid-year favorites for 2024, talking about the best of beauty that I've tried so far this year. So I thought it would be fun to look back at this video that I did last year, where I was talking about the best and worst makeup that I've tried so far in 2023, and go through my best of list, the products that I was like, these are really standing out to me. These are the ones that I think are going to be my favorites throughout this year, and see, do I still love them, or have I decluttered every single favorite that I mentioned last year. I'm not gonna lie, when I was going through that video, I was like, okay, I know I decluttered that one and that one. I don't really love that one. Okay. So when I did my best of beauty for 2023, like so far video last year, I did it like, it was posted at the end of April, and I was saying in there like, these are speed reviews, these are products that I'm trying out, and I was kind of framing it as like these are what I think I'm going to love this year and that sort of thing. So not every single product that I mentioned was I like, this is the one that I've been trying for half the year and I do love it so much. So it was almost kind of like I was like trying to predict what was going to be my favorites throughout the year, and I got most of my predictions wrong. So let's jump into it. I'll link everything in my description box, as well as the YouTube shopping button, including my makeup. I actually just did a live chat with everyone who's going on my Greece trip with me in October, and I'm getting ready to head off to the Strip to pick up my aunt. She's in town visiting. We're going to IKEA together, doing some filming for my members only video for the month, where I'm doing a shop with me. So I just got ready really quickly, but then I was like, you know what? The traffic is gonna be so crazy right now, I might as well just sit down and film a video before we go on this IKEA run. So starting off on the list, I mentioned the Tower 28 Sculptino Bronzer, which is still a product that I liked. I did end up decluttering it. I feel like at still the beginning of last year, I think I was still really liking a lot of cream products, cream and liquid products. There's another like cream blush that shows up on this list. And then maybe like around summertime or so, I really just went back to my powder products, and very recently, like within the last 2 months, have I started to go back to cream and liquid. So I think that played a big role when I was doing like some pretty savage declutters. I've been really trying to cut down and keep my makeup collection more minimal. I think that played into me decluttering the one from Tower 28. I remember still thinking like it was a pretty bronzer and it worked well. It kind of gave you a nice glowy bronze look to the skin as well, but it was one of those that I wasn't using super consistently, so I did decide to declutter it. So when that was the first one that popped up in the video, I was like, starting off strong. This is gonna be good. Another product that I did mention as a favorite was from Lawless Beauty, and this is their Perfecting Powder. I use the shade Light Medium. This is one that is still a favorite of mine. I actually repurchased this one once for sure, if not twice, if not 3 times. I have gone through this powder and it was a favorite of mine. I know a lot of you purchased this off of my recommendations. I do have dry skin, and there was a point in time there where I was pretty much just using powder foundation as my foundation. Like I would do some concealer, but then my foundation was really the powder that I was using versus a liquid or like a foundation stick or something like that. And to me, I was always going back to the Lawless Beauty. This is one that dethroned my Dior Powder No Powder that I love so much. Right now, I will say that I'm doing more loose setting powder. Like I oftentimes am just using I thought I had it in front of me, but I just use like the Laura Mercier loose powder. That's been kind of my thing right now, and I've been doing more foundation. I've been doing like some foundation sticks and beauty balm, like tinted sunscreens, CC creams, things like that. So I haven't then been coming in with a heavier powder foundation as well, but this was one where, yeah, especially last year, like it still had a hold on me. I was still using it all the time. Still would be a powder that I recommend. Next, I have the Rare Beauty highlight on my list, and okay, this highlight was really beautiful. And I even said in that video, I was like, I don't wear highlight all that often lately, but like this is one, like if I did wear highlight, like this was the one that I would be going to. So I think once again, I was kind of giving like my predictions. This is what I think I'm gonna keep wearing for the rest of the year. And then I don't think I wore highlight like really ever for the rest of 2023, nor into 2024 have I been a highlight girl. But the Rare Beauty Exhilarate highlight was so stunning. Like if you are a highlight lover, that's still one that I'm like, that is a good product. Like even though it's not something that I like personally wear in my makeup step, it's still something that I can be like, no, that's a good one though. I would check that one out. So I kind of got like a little bit of laugh at that one. And also I mentioned from Glamlite and Chucky, their blush. It was like a blush duo, and then also their lipstick, like the nude lipstick. I have gone on to declutter both of them. So once again, I was like, wow, my predictions are, maybe I should have done like I mean, I guess I can still do it. Like the makeup that I think is going to be my favorite, the makeup trends I think will be my favorite throughout 2024, and then come back in 2025 and just see how wrong I am. I mean, I guess I could do something like that. But the Chucky blush, I mean, it was pretty. It reminded me of the Dior, it's actually what I have on today, the Dior Rosy Glow blush in pink. Like it definitely did remind me of that one. But it wasn't one that stuck around in my collection. And then the lipstick I do remember thinking was pretty. Like it did have like the Chucky, little Chucky guy on the lipstick, which I didn't necessarily love because Chucky really freaks me out. But that was another one that I decluttered. Again, I kind of feel like with my makeup collection right now, I really keep the products from like the brands that I love, the formulas that I love. Like I have a bunch of Charlotte Tilbury lipsticks, a bunch of Natasha Denona lipsticks, a bunch of the same, like the Singe Beauty lip oils, the Huda Beauty lip glosses are in front of me. Like I have multiples from the same brands and the same formulas that I love, and Glamlite just isn't really one of them for lipsticks. I did also, I'm pretty sure, right? I decluttered the Charlotte Tilbury matte blush wands. Yes, I think I still just kept the glowy blush wand. And Pinkgasm, I kept this one. The matte blush wand, I still like, I liked it. It's one of those that I think is a good product. And if you like a matte liquid blush, like I would recommend the one from Charlotte Tilbury. But again, I went through that time where I wasn't using liquid products as much. And I also was going for more of like a glowy cheek look. So it didn't make sense to keep the Charlotte Tilbury around in my collection. So that was another one that I decluttered. I did have some mascaras that I mentioned, one being the Maybelline Sky High. This is a mascara that I frequently repurchase. I don't currently have it in my collection right now, but it is one that like, if I'm just like out and about, I'm like, oh shoot, I need like another mascara, like I'll grab it at Target or at Ulta or something like that. Maybelline still continues to have some of my favorite mascaras, and I think the Sky High is such a good one. Still definitely recommend that one. Will be one that I continue to repurchase. I did also mention from One Size their Fantasize mascara. This was one where I got a mini size of it, and then I did go on to purchase a full size at one point, and then I went through the full size as well. I haven't repurchased it again, but it still was one that I think is so good. I feel like right now I tend to purchase the same ones again, like the Rare Beauty, the Lawless. I have City Beauty on today. I just repurchased the L'Oreal Panorama. I should have a haul coming soon. I'm doing a little bit of pre-filming because I'm going to be in the Hamptons for a little bit, and then I'm actually going to be gone for 2 weeks. My little brother gets married back in Iowa, so I will be back in my home state for the first time in 3 years really shortly here. So I'm just trying to do as much filming as I can, but I should have an Ulta haul coming whenever that comes in, and I did decide to repurchase the L'Oreal Panorama. So I haven't repurchased the Fantasize, but it was still one that I would recommend. A concealer that I still love is the Natasha Denona. This is the High Glam Concealer. I talk about this concealer still all the time. I consistently use it. I took it out of my, what I call like my on-the-go makeup bag. One of my favorite concealers. This is definitely one I always recommend using a light amount. It's so funny because sometimes I'll use other concealers for like a prolonged period of time, and then I'll come in and use the Natasha, and I'll put like how much concealer I would normally put on, and I'm like, you do not need that much with the Natasha. I start blending it out. I'm like, mistakes were made. You need the smallest amount, and it's still gonna make such a difference on the skin. I love using it for my under eyes. I love using it for my face. Still highly, highly recommend this one. I do have a discount code with Natasha Denona, and that is SAMANTHAMARCH. Another concealer that I decluttered is from IT Cosmetics, but this is another, I was actually kind of surprised with myself that I decluttered this one because I do really like it a lot. So, I mean, again, I know that I've been pretty savage in my declutters and just keeping my makeup collection more minimal. I'm trying, when Angie was here, my friend Angie was visiting and helped me get a little bit organized, helped me change my filming room around, things like that. You know, one thing that she said is for some of her drawers, she has it, you know, there's a certain amount of products in there, and if she needs to put one in but there's not enough room, instead of like making space for it or piling things on top, then she gets rid of things. And I'm really trying to like adopt that mindset and get into that mindset. So we're trying there. So I don't know if maybe that was something that I did with the IT Cosmetics when I was doing some declutters, but this is a really nice concealer. It's actually one that I also gifted to my girlfriend at Ashley, and it's her go-to concealer right now. We just got ready together the other day, and she pulled out the one from IT Cosmetics, and I was like, oh yeah. So still one, again, that I recommend. Sometimes I feel like it can be a little bit hard as a reviewer to feel the pressure to keep all of the good products. You know, there's definitely, to me, there's a difference between being like a reviewer and then like, I don't know if I want to say a collector maybe, but there's still products that I can try and be like, this is a really good product. I don't need to keep it though. Because if I had that mindset, I could easily have over 1,000 eyeshadow palettes. I could have over 100 foundations. I could have over 300 concealers. Like I could have over 12 bajillion lipsticks if I kept every lipstick that was pretty, was good, performed well, I liked the shade, etc. So like sometimes when I look at this list, there's a few things in there that I'm like, I really did like that product. But again, it's that mindset of like, but I don't need to keep absolutely everything. I have one face, I got 2 eyes, like I don't need to keep every single good lipstick, eyeshadow palette, etc. out there. So that's always like one thing that I want to mention, because sometimes I see comments of people being like, well, you said you really like that product, but you didn't keep it, so you're a liar. And it's like, okay. Some lashes that I mentioned was from BK Beauty. This is the collaboration with Risa Does Makeup, and these are the Martini lashes. So these are the half lashes. I don't wear lashes very often, but if I'm going to wear lashes, one, I'm gonna wear half lashes. Oftentimes I will wear the Risa and BK Beauty because I really like these ones from I really like these ones in Martini. I feel like they're just very natural looking. I really gravitate more toward that half lash as well. And the ones from BK Beauty are just very comfortable, which I really enjoy. So again, it's not necessarily a product that I wear a ton, but still a good one. Still one that I have on hand for every so often I have a wild hair or I do like a nicer event and I feel the urge to wear some false lashes. I do have a discount code with BK Beauty, and that is Samantha M. From Sigma Beauty, I did mention their Infinity Point lipsticks. These are ones that I have decluttered. I still think they're really good lipsticks. If you prefer a satin finish lipstick, I would recommend the ones from Sigma Beauty for you. For me, my preference tends to be either a matte lip or a lip oil. So for me, the ones from Sigma Beauty, they were just a little bit too much on that like satin finish side for me. So I did end up decluttering them. My favorite shade was definitely, I love that I say definitely, and then I'm like, what was it again? I believe it was New Mod was my favorite shade with that one, and it's more of a mauve tone. I would love to see Sigma come out with some matte lipsticks as well, like the Infinity Point lipsticks in a matte finish, because I love their lip oils. I would also love to see lip liners. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna be so excited to see some lip liners. Again, those are ones, if you prefer the satin finish, I would recommend those. Some brushes that I decluttered because I just hate them so much is from the brand Singe Beauty. I'm just kidding, I'm just joking. This is my best friend's makeup brand. This is a brand that was started by Angela Kanikvas, who's been one of my best friends for quite some time, and I still love my Singe Beauty brushes. These are ones that you see pop up constantly in my videos today. Probably my most used brush, I'm gonna say, is the concealer brush. This is the FO2. I love the slant on it. I love that it's a little bit more of a denser brush. It's so easy for concealer under the eyes, around the face. I really enjoy, like, for the face brushes, that they're a little bit on the smaller side. There's eye brushes, they're literally like all sitting in front of me. So I have some eye brushes as well. They also expanded to the makeup puff and the sponge. I know that there's some new releases coming as well, and I'm so excited to see them from Singe Beauty, but definitely a brand that I would recommend checking out. You can get these at singebeauty.com, or if you follow me on TikTok, you can also get them on TikTok Shop, and I did a little concealer demonstration over there the other day using the FO2 as well. I did also sneak in a mention of the Sigma Switch in that video. I love the Sigma Switch. I talk about this all the time. Today when I was on the live Zoom, like you see me at one point, I was doing my eyeshadow and I was just Sigma switching away. So this is good if you are doing makeup looks and you're like limited on brushes maybe, and you just want to get the pigment off the brush. It's not cleaning the brush, but you are getting the pigment off, so then you can come in with another shadow. These are especially great for traveling. I am gearing up to be gone pretty much through the rest of 2024. And I know my Sigma Switch is going to be coming with me. I know that this is going to be, like, this is really gonna come in handy for me. I have one at my vanity right here. I have one in my bathroom. I kind of get ready back and forth. For me, I just have a Sigma Switch in both, so they're right there, and they're very easy for me to clean off my brushes while I'm doing my makeup. I do have a code with Sigma Beauty as well, which is Samantha. Highly recommend the Sigma Switch. A foundation that I mentioned is from L'Oreal, and this is the True Match. This, I pulled it out of my desk and I'm like, oh, it is almost gone. Once I pulled it, I was like, wait a second, I'm really almost there. Like, I do this thing sometimes, and I try not to be in this mindset, but I know that I still do it, where I start to get towards the end of something and then I stop using it because I want to make sure that I'm only using it for like the most perfect moments. because then it's gonna be gone. It's like, why do I do this? I don't know. I do it with makeup, I do it with food, I do it with drinks. Like I literally have one handful of marshmallows sitting in my cabinet, but it's like for when I want the hot chocolate with marshmallows, like it has to be the most perfect melt. Those marshmallows are probably hard as rocks right now, but I have one handful of marshmallows left in there. I don't know why I do this, but this actually makes me want to use the True Match. Like why not? Like I might as well use this all the way up. This isn't the most travel friendly. It is glass. But I do want to use this one up now. So I have the shade N4, L'Oreal True Match Super Blendable Foundation. In all my reviews, I was like, yes, exactly the word. It is so blendable. It is, I love a good natural finish, like my skin but better type of foundation. And you definitely get this with the L'Oreal. It's a more affordable, still one that I highly recommend. I did also mention the Ofra Concealer. That is one that I also decluttered. Again, kind of going back to like, I was surprised about the IT Cosmetics. Then we got the Ofra on there that I did also declutter. I think for my concealers, I've always said that I'm fairly particular about my concealers, and I know that I always go back to the same ones. The Tower 28, the Natasha Denona. I've really loved the Makeup by Mario. I mentioned that in my mid-year favorites as well. The NARS Soft Matte, like those are the ones that I just continually go back to. So it's like, why do I have to keep a ton of concealers in my collection? The one from Ofra, I will say, if you are looking for a concealer that is a little bit more full coverage, that one is a good option. Like it has even more coverage than the IT Cosmetics. So that one would be a good option for you. I do have a discount code with Ofra, which is Samantha. Two other mascaras that I mentioned. One is the L'Oreal Telescopic. Again, this is one that I purchase on a pretty regular basis. It's not one that I have in my collection right now, but again, one of those that I would definitely purchase. I love the lengthening effect that it gives to the lashes. So that's one that I continually repurchase. And also the YSL Lash Clash. I know I just got a recent PR package from YSL and it came with the Lash Clash in brown. And I'm really excited to try it. I'm more of a black mascara girly, but I do want to try the one in brown. I love the Lash Clash. It's one I highly recommend. I've gone through multiples of those. I know some of my friends that I've recommended it to and they've gotten it. That's their go-to mascara right now. And I definitely think that it's beautiful. I did also mention the e.l.f. Cosmetics, the Power Grip Primer with 4% niacinamide. I don't use primers super often, especially right now as we are in the throes of heat in Las Vegas. I don't even know how to describe it. When I was on the live chat earlier and I was like, I don't know what it is about this heat, but it feels personal right now. Like it feels personal because Vegas, it was colder for longer here. It was like our winter lasted longer and everyone was like, okay, come on. Like, I can't remember, in March for my birthday, I went to a day club and I was wearing like sweatpants and a sweatshirt and I was like, it shouldn't be like maybe I don't need to be in a full swimsuit, but like I shouldn't have to be in like a sweatshirt right now, right? And I feel like Vegas is like, oh yeah, here's the heat. Here it is. The weather every single day is just fire emojis. Like it is so hot outside. I messaged my aunt today because she got in like really late. Well, she got in like really early this morning, like a 3:30 a.m. situation because she was delayed. And I was like, have you been outside yet? And she was like, no, I haven't left her hotel. I was like, don't leave. It's so hot. I'll say I usually just kind of count my sunscreen as primer these days because I don't want to put on sunscreen and then a primer and then foundation and then concealer and then like it just feels like too many steps. But if I do need a good primer, I often recommend the ones from e.l.f. I love the original Power Grip. The one with the niacinamide I also think is really nice. These are ones that are really going to help your makeup last. So if you're looking for, you know, long-lasting, sweat-proof makeup, things like that, a good primer could be an option for you if that's a step that you want to take. And the ones from e.l.f. I would definitely still recommend. And then I also had in here from Sigma their cream blush. This one is in the Corda Rosa shade, and I do still think that these are really beautiful. This is one of the few cream blushes that I kept through my last declutter. I love the nude shade of this. I think that it's very easy to blend out, and it gives one of those very just like natural flushes to the cheeks. So still highly recommend if you love a good cream blush. Still would recommend these from Sigma. And then the last product that I mentioned is from Milk Makeup, and it's their like matte setting spray. And I'm like watching the video back, and I'm like, really, Samantha? Like you thought that was gonna be? Because I'm not like a big setting spray, finishing spray girl. Like I have the MAC Fix Plus in front of me. It's in my Project Use Up, which I probably should be doing an update for soon. So I try to keep it out so I remember to use it. But like, honestly, half the time I don't remember. Sometimes I try to like throw it in my travel makeup bags. Sometimes I don't remember that either. But I was like, okay. But this was as we were like getting ready to go into the really warm weather months. So again, it was kind of my prediction of like, I think I'm really gonna use this a lot. I decluttered it as well. So I think we have learned from today's video that maybe my makeup predictions for myself are not the best. I've never really done, I know some people do like makeup predictions at the beginning of the year, like what they think trends will be. I just think I'm not very good at it. You know, I just don't really feel like I have a pulse, a beat on the beauty community like so many other beauty YouTubers do. I just don't think I have that, and I think this video really proved that to me. So that was checking in on what I thought my favorites from 2023 were going to be. Some I got right, most I got wrong. I would love to know if you enjoyed this video. I thought it would just be a fun one to sit down and chat about some makeup. Let me know what you are loving in 2024. Make sure to check out my favorites of the year so far, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.